Hey. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am really sorry that I've been slacking so bad with the videos, y'all. Lots been going on in my life. We moved, me and my sister, my nephew, and so yeah, that's been a really long process, honestly. Like, moving is not for the weak. I thought me and my sister were literally gonna murder each other in like that little span of time. So luckily we both made it out alive, and now we are officially, oh my god, I have stains on my pants. Fuck. I'm not changing my pants. So literally, I just hope nobody sees that. Lip gloss is like kind of a weird color. Okay, sorry guys, I should have been more prepared. Anyways, for today's video, I've been wanting to do a video like this for pretty much the entirety of my channel, but I felt like it would be weird to do it. Okay, let me just explain. I wanted to do a video on like being cheated on, things that I've done in my healing journey, like essentially just like a guide to getting over a breakup, a relationship, anything really in life. You know, we all go through things. And so I wanted to do this video just kind of like being able to be like, this is what I did, here's what I think might help you. And because YouTube has always been like my outlet of like therapy, pretty much, like any type of healing. My sister is like the giggle monster downstairs, sorry. But I feel like YouTube has always just been like my place that I go to, and I'm like, in my last breakup, I was like, how to be whole on your own, like how to, like, you know, every step and everything that I've kind of learned, like as far as like my healing journey goes, has been through YouTube. So it's something that I feel like I can like kind of give back to, or something I want to give back to. The only thing I really like kind of struggle with is that I feel like I'm not like really healed yet, you know? So I'm like, one day I'm gonna be healed and then I'll be able to make this video, and like, you know, I've kind of just been saying it like that in my head, and I just don't even know if that day's ever gonna come. Not in like a sad way, but just like, you know, there's always gonna be something. So yeah, I just feel like that's like stopped me. But then like recently I've just been like, I should just do it. Like, I should just make the video, because it's like, why fucking not? You know, I feel like it's almost better to like make this video while I'm fucking in the mud with you guys, okay? I understand, I get it. Today was just one of those days where I was like having to like really pray and really like journal and just like kind of like pick myself up out of it. I decided I was gonna get ready, I was gonna film a video, I was gonna go out with my friend after, you know? So it's kind of like, this is like a part of my healing steps to like pulling myself out of the funk. Anyways, with that very long introduction, that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to be just talking about like my healing journey, things that I've kind of picked up along the way, things that I'm learning, things that I'm trying to implement now into my life. And, you know, hopefully you take something from this video. If not, I'm so sorry. I guess I should like start off with like a little backstory. I was in a relationship, or what I thought was a relationship. I was kind of like, now looking back, I'm like, I was living in the Lulu land. Like, I was like, oh God, bless her heart. I wish I could go back and just kind of slap myself, but it's fine. You know, we're being accepting of ourselves. You know, you can't beat yourself up over things. So, anyways, I was in love with somebody. Okay, we'll just put it like that, because I was in love with him. And then I found out that he banged somebody. I'm like laughing and it's not funny at all. But yeah, I found out pretty much that he had sex with somebody and lied to me, and just kind of like continued to lie to me, and was probably cheating on me the whole time, you know? So like, I feel like I've been so like up and down in my healing journey. Like, I've kind of like, for a while I was just like really sad, I was really angry, I dealt with like a lot of feelings of just like rage and like wanting to like literally like take a baseball bat to everything that he owns. And then like, you know, it's just like, those feelings just aren't healthy, they're not good for you, they're not proactive, but they're also necessary that you feel it, you know? So that's something that I've kind of come to the conclusion of, is like, it's not good to be like I'm really fucking mad, so I'm gonna just like go out and drink and just try and act like I'm not mad and just try and like push it down and do this or distract myself or just be so busy throughout the day that I don't think about how mad I am, because then it's like you do those things but you still are mad, you know? So you're like drinking and then you get even more mad, or you're like out doing stuff and you're just super irritable and you're just like literally a demon to be around. And something I've learned is just that, you know, like as a human, like we're gonna feel a full spectrum of things, you know? Like there's not like bad things to feel and there's not like good things to feel. Obviously they feel good and they feel bad, but like feelings as a whole are just neutral. Like they're all like, you just are human and we all are gonna feel things. We're all gonna be angry at some point. We're all gonna be sad. We're all gonna be happy. We're all gonna be, you know, all of these plethora of different emotions. So, you know, you kind of just have to be like patient with yourself, you know? That's been really hard for me, is that like I'm kind of like, I'm so fucking tired of feeling this way. I'm so tired of like, you know, just being sad or feeling like this or feeling like that, and I'm just like, I don't know, like you have to be patient. You have to be like, okay, I'm a human. I loved this person and I cared about them, and that's not something that's necessarily a bad thing. Yes, it was not the right person, so I ended up getting hurt, but you know, you just pick yourself up and you just try again, and that's really all that we can do in this life. And so anyways, some of the things that I've been doing that I feel like have helped me, okay, number one is I've been like taking more time to be outside. Like I don't know what it is, but something about like nature is so recharging to humans, you know? Like I've always really thought it was like super cool that we breathe out like carbon dioxide, and the plants and stuff, they like breathe out oxygen, and we need oxygen to survive and they need carbon dioxide to survive. So we're kind of like this like we need each other, you know? Like it's so much deeper than, you know, we really like stop and realize. And so I just feel like, I don't know, being outside for me is like something that just kind of makes you calm down. It makes your mind calm. It makes you kind of like separate yourself from the things, the trivial things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, like jobs and people and, you know, anything that you find yourself stressing about. In nature, it just, none of those things matter. To a tree, like nothing matters. Nature like has kind of taught me a lot about just like flowing and being still and being, you know, wild when you need to be and calm when you need to be. Like there's a lot to be learned from nature, truly. And something too that I've been really enjoying is just like finding books that I like, that I can read in nature. It's just really nice to, you know, get some type of like information from somebody else's mind. It also kind of helps you to like get out of your own mind, you know, just like reading and, you know, journaling and things like that. Really like self-help books, you know. I prefer to read things about like manifestation and, you know, God and things like that. And so if you don't though, there are like other books that you could read, like story time books. If you have any good story books, leave them in the comments, because I've actually been wanting to pick up on some like reading that's like not just like self-help, you know, like just read about something, I don't know. Okay guys, sorry. My cats are just fucking things up over there. Yes, getting out in nature, reading, doing things that stimulate your mind. Like I was reading something that was like, there are just like so many different types of like health, you know. There's like environmental health, that's like cleaning your room every day, you know, decorating, getting something new to decorate your room with, or cleaning, or, you know, organizing stuff, just something that kind of like makes your environment feel better for you. Putting up little lights, things like that, that's what I like. There's like your mental health, so things like journaling, things like reading, things like, you know, watching videos about mental health. They're just like, you know, ways to stimulate your mind. There's physical health, so running, exercising, playing a sport that you like, just doing like nice little walk around the neighborhood, you know, just something like that that like physically challenges you. Spiritual health, that's like, you know, going to church, that's like reading books about, you know, spiritual things, or like whatever you believe in, whatever you follow, whatever feels right to you, you know, just like doing something that kind of like connects you to a higher power, you know, something that you know is bigger than yourself. And, you know, with all of those things in place in your life, if you do just like one thing out of each category, you're going to be happier, you're going to feel happier, you're going to feel like, you know, like you're doing something right, at least, you know. Like I kind of feel like a lot of my life I was like just kind of like giving in to the sadness, and I spent years and years and years of my life like on antidepressants and going to counselors and therapy, which I love therapy. Like, good therapy is amazing, but you know, I wasn't open to it. It wasn't like something, I just kind of was like looking for all of these external things to make myself feel better, and to like, you know, I was just hoping that I could like pop a pill and just like be not depressed, you know, and that's just like not how it worked for me personally. So I kind of had to like figure out my own way that worked, you know, and it really is something that I feel like comes from you. Like you have the power to, you know, wake up and to have a good day. Even if you're not having a good day, you can like make yourself have a good day, you know, and it's not always easy, and I know that. But like today I was having a really bad day. Earlier I was like crying and just, you know, in my feels, and just like, you know, getting ready like made me feel better, you know. Filming this video, I'm gonna finally have something to post, that's gonna make me feel better. Going out with my friend tonight, you know, we're gonna have a good time. It's like I'm not just gonna let myself sit here and sulk in the sadness, you know. I'm gonna try and like take as many steps as I can to, you know, try and bring my mood up a little bit. Another thing that has just absolutely transformed my life in just like beautiful, beautiful ways is going to church. I've always been very like faith oriented. I've always prayed constantly. Like I'm just such a prayer. If I'm ever just alone, I'm just like praying. I'm just like talking about my day. Like God is probably like, oh my gosh, please stop talking. So anyways, yeah, I've always like been that way, but I feel like going to church, I started going in December of this year, found a really nice church that I like, and it's just been so healing for me. Like, I don't know, there's something about just like being in like a room where like everybody there is there to just like serve God, and to just like, you know, and you never know what people are going through. And I feel like a lot of times like people that do go to church are like going through stuff, you know, and it's like I've been there where I'm like going through stuff, and it's just like, I remember the first time I went, I got there before all my friends, and I like went in and I just like sat in the back by myself, and like they were doing like the beginning part where they just like sing, like they sing gospel music and you stand up. It's just like a very group thing, and I just like literally started crying. Like I just like felt just so, and it was like happy, you know, like I felt so happy. I felt so like connected. I felt like the people around me were so connected, and like the way that they just like put their hands up, and you can just like feel how powerful the room is, you know. Like it's so hard to explain, but I feel like something about church to me is just so powerful. Like the energy of church, and just like being in a room of like-minded people that are like after the same thing, you know. And it's just like, it's such a healing thing, you know. And then that was literally before they even started talking about anything. Like I just felt so moved. And then, you know, they got into like the worship and stuff, and I've gone almost every week since then, you know. Like I hardly ever miss any weeks. So it like, yeah, like it really has just like changed me a lot, you know. And even like whenever they have messages and stuff, like I think about them throughout the week, you know, and it kind of helps me to like implement like God's way of living, and the way that, you know, I try and live as much like God as I can, you know. It's not always easy, but I really do try, and it has like really helped me a lot. So I recommend that you guys find a nice church around you. Go take your friends. Me and my friend Cheyenne go every week, and my sister, and it's been so great for me. A big message that I've learned like throughout the weeks of going to church is the main thing in life that is going to fulfill you, it's not going to be relationships. You can have the best relationship in the world, dating the richest man in the world or woman, and you can have the best job where you make $1 million dollars a minute, you can have the greatest friends, live in the best house, drive the best cars, do all of these things, and you're still going to search for more. You're still going to want more, and it's never going to be fulfilling to you, you know? And the only thing really that is going to fulfill you in this life is God and like your relationship with him and just being close to him. Like if you're just close to God and you just find a way to like make a personal relationship with him, you know, not just like praying at night and being like, now I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep, you know, like that's not like being personable, you know. I feel like my best way that I kind of have like more of a personal relationship with God is like, I like to like go outside and pray. So like I'll be sitting outside and I visualize like him sitting next to me, you know, just like as a person, like, and I talk to him as if he was my friend and like sitting next to me, you know. So that kind of makes it to where it's not so like you're praying to this huge entity in the sky, or like, you know, it's not like so far away from you. It's like he's right there and he's sitting next to me, and I'm just like, God, I don't know what to do about this. Like I don't know where to go from here. Like, you know, I need your guidance. And I just kind of like talk to him as if like he is my friend and he's just sitting right next to me, and I can like feel like, you know, like if I'm looking this way, I can like feel like somebody there, you know. Like I just really use my visualization to my advantage in that situation, and that's kind of helped me to like make it more like, you know, this is like somebody in my life, you know. This isn't like this thing that I've just been told to pray to all the time, and like I don't really like, you know, you have to break it down into terms that make sense to you, you know, that like you can, you know, you can kind of like work with easier. So for me, that was like visualization and just like kind of seeing him in that sort of way. And so that kind of helps me. I just pray all the time, you know, and you know, that helps me as well. It's like a self-soothing thing for me. Yeah, so like that relationship with God, and it's built so much, you know, and like just the time that I've gone to church, you know, like I feel like more connected to God and to his word and to his people, and I feel like I am trying to like lead a life that's more, you know, something that God could be proud of, you know, and something that, you know, I'm not trying to talk badly about myself anymore. You know, I was really bad with just being like, I'm so stupid, like why did I do that, why did I fall for that, why did I do this, why did I do that, like just beating myself up about like the relationship and how it ended and how it went and all that stuff. I'm so sorry. And so yeah, I just like, and also something that really is like a crazy thing that I've come to is, for a while I was very angry with him and with her. I would spiral almost daily about, you know, just thinking about how everything happened, just thinking about all of the things that I don't know, all the things that could have happened that I don't know and will never know, you know, just like stalking their pages, looking at his page all the time, looking at her page all the time, just kind of like, and I know that you're not supposed to like wish badly for people, you're not supposed to hate people, you're not supposed to, you know, like I just know that that energy is not good, and it all like ultimately like it's like there's so much boomerang things that happen with that it's like if you send out that energy to somebody, you're gonna get it back, and I just really did not want it back. So I always tried to stop myself, but it was hard, you know, like I really struggled with just being angry and just being like, I want to beat their ass. Like I really felt like I was like, I just need to beat their ass. Like I would have dreams constantly about just beating their ass, and it was like bad, you know. And I remember one day like having this weird epiphany. I think I was like driving somewhere doing something, and I was just like talking to God about how I was angry and how I was like, I just like didn't know what to do. And like I had this thing, like there's always like people that talk about like whenever you get messages from God, it's like you just know it's from God because it doesn't sound like something that you would think, you know. Like I don't know how to explain it, if I explain that good enough, but I got this thought that was like so far out of the realm of anything that I would have fucking thought, that I was like, this has to be from God. Like this has to be a message, because I just wasn't in this headspace of even thinking this way. And that was that I feel like God told me that, like, I know already, you know, that God is in everything. You know, like, God is in the trees, he's in the birds, he's in the flowers, he's in the animals and the people, he's in me, he's in you, he's in, like, the force of God, and the energy of God is in all of us. You know, like, we all are created in his image. We're like little pieces of him, you know, walking and experiencing life and learning and all of those things. And I know that, and I've known that for a while. And I, you know, I recognize that in so many things. Like, whenever I get messages or I see a billboard that speaks to me, I'm like, that's God. Or, like, if I get a commercial that speaks to me, I'm like, that's God. So, you know, like, I've just always learned to just, like, see God in everything. But as far as, like, you know, this situation, I was so angry, and I was so, like, they just fucked me over, and they were like, you know, I was so caught up in my own feelings with it. And then I got this message that was like, God is in everything. God is in everything, including him and including her. I was like, so if I hate them, then that is like saying that I hate God in some way, shape, or form, you know? And I know that that's like very harsh and very like, you know, whoa. But that was like this message that I got randomly. Like, I thought this, and I was like, whoa, like, that's weird. And I was like, that was like my kind of pivoting moment. That was like, okay, I need to let go of this hatred that I have for these people. I don't even know her, and I just have like spent so many hours of my life thinking about her. And it's like, I need to let that go, because ultimately, like, they are God's children also, you know, like, they are on their own journey also, and they are learning also. And it's like, you kind of have to like gift that, you know, that thing of just forgiveness and mercy, you know, like, it's hard, it really is. And I still work on it, and I still, you know, just like go through my emotions. But like, ultimately, you know, that's like what God would have done. God would have forgiven, you know, like, God forgave people that shouldn't have been forgiven, and that did horrible things to him. And that's how he lived, and that's how we should live, you know? And I say God like kind of interchangeable with Jesus. I know that it's like different and the same, and it's confusing, I know, but you know what I mean, okay? I'm sorry if I'm not using like technical terms. But yeah, so that message that I got, it was just like, okay, like, I know that God does not want me to hate them, so I need to forgive them, you know? And that's something that this journey has taught me, as well as forgiveness. Forgiveness is key in life. You know, if you want good things to happen to you, you have to let go of the things that have hurt you. And it's hard. It's not easy all the time, but actively wanting to do that already sends out an energy that is like of acceptance and kind of like allowing something good to come to you, you know? And so I've been trying to like change the way that I view things, you know? I'm trying to, you know, not look at it as this sad love story that ended and now I'm just alone. And, you know, like, there's a way to narrate things in your life that make it where it's like so much more sad than it is. Versus like, I'm kind of trying to like look, are you talking to me? Oh, sorry, always interrupting my shit. Anyways, versus like, I try and kind of narrate my life in like a way that's like, I am a young girl in a big city, you know, I have great friends, and I'm young and trying to figure out my life. You know, like those movies that are like about like young girls that are like, you know, move to a new city, and they go through hardships, or they get robbed and they lose all their money, or they, you know, get dumped or beat up or something. I don't know. I'm just like, you know the movies. And like, you know, they go through their shit, and then they are working, and then there's like that montage where like happy music is playing, and they're going to the gym, and they're getting a new job, and they're getting a new car or whatever. And like, you know, it's just like they build up in the movie, and then in the end they're happy. Like, you know, think of yourself in like that kind of movie. You know, you're not in like this sad rom-com, you're in like one of those like independent, you know, where you're the main character, and you don't have to you know, be anybody else's main character in someone else's movie. You're the main character, okay? So start revising your life as if, like, you know, do something crazy that you've never done before. Do it for the bit, do it for the movie plot, you know? Like, if your life was a movie, do something that just makes it worth watching, you know? Like, don't allow yourself to just be sad and caught up in this so much that you, like, lose that, like, will to live, or, like, to keep experiencing life, you know, because you can be living and, like, not live, you know, like, there's a difference between just existing and, like, actually, like, going out and, like, living your life and, like, experiencing things and stuff. And that was something that I've learned in previous relationships and breakups, is, like, I would just, like, be so sad that I would just be sad. I would sit at home and I'd be sad. And, like, all throughout high school, I swear I spent all of my good years in high school just, like, sad over a guy who I don't even talk to anymore. And now looking back, now that I'm older, I'm like, fuck, like, I wish I would have just, like, literally been like, fuck that dude, and, like, gone out and had fun with my girlfriends at the football games, or went to fun parties and drank and smoked and did bad shit, you know? Like, I don't know, like, I never got to experience that shit because I was so caught up in my own personal drama and just, like, making my life this sad thing that, like, it wasn't that deep, you know. It felt that deep at the time, and I didn't really have a lot of, like, the tools that were necessary to coping with it, so I dealt with it in, like, not a good way. But ultimately, like, looking back, I'm like, you know, it was just a normal high school breakup, you know. It was kind of messy and whatever, but, like, it wasn't like I needed to waste precious years of my life, you know. Like, those are years that I won't be able to get back. I just was sad throughout all of them. So I feel like throughout life, you know, you have to take your lessons and you have to apply them to where you're at now. And so now I have to use that. I have to remember that, and I have to apply that here, because even though it feels really deep to me right now, and it feels like I'm just, like, have this cloud over me sometimes, I'm like, I don't want to look back whenever I'm 60 years old and be like, fuck, I was young and hot and fresh, and I just, like, let this fucking loser, like, oh, sorry, I be talking shit sometimes, but I try and stop myself. But I'm like, you know, I let this dude just, like, get me down and, like, let me think that my life wasn't worth living, and it is. It really is, always. So with that being said, you know, I kind of try and keep that in mind, and I just, like, try really hard to not let myself get caught up in the sadness. You know, like I said, it's a feeling that we're gonna feel as humans, and it's normal, but don't let it stop you from living, you know. Like, don't let it, like, you're sad so you don't want to go out with your friends, or you're sad so you don't want to, you know, like, get dressed up and do this, or you're sad so you just want to, like, lay in bed and rot all day. Like, it's okay to have those days where you just want to be sad, but, like, don't let yourself drown in it. Don't let yourself be caught up in it. Feel your emotions, and then let them go. So find something that, like, works for you, you know. Like, it doesn't have to be running 4 miles. It doesn't have to be, like, you know, doing these exact things that I've done, but find something that feels right, you know. Like, maybe take up tennis. Tennis is a good, you know, active sport, or soccer, or, you know, just, like, going out in a park and throwing around a ball with your friend or your nephew or your cousin or something, you know. Another thing too that has really, like, helped me a lot is just, like, spending time with family. I have always been very family oriented. I love my family and I love hanging out with them, but it really just, like, it just, like, brightens my day, you know. Like, if I'm having a rough time, like, throughout this whole breakup, you know, I really, like, leaned very heavily on, like, my sister and my grandparents, you know. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I'll just text my grandma and I'm like, hey, can I come and lay with you? And, like, you know, I could either sit at home and lay on the couch and be sad, or I can sit on my grandpa's couch and lay down and watch Criminal Minds with them and eat ice cream, and, you know, just, like, spend time with people that mean something to me, that love me and that I love them. And it's like, you know, or even just with friends, you know, if you don't have a real close relationship with your family, you can find friends that you love and that, you know, just are like that family to you. You know, it's important to surround yourself with people that lift you up in those times and that want good for you. You know, you can tell. You got to use your discernment and you can tell who's like your friends that you drink with and who are your friends that are going to be there whenever you need them to be. Anyways, yeah, so like I said, I'm in it too. You know, I'm dealing with it the same way. I'm taking it day by day. I'm trying to just, you know, be patient with myself and just like do these little things, you know, that kind of help me to get out of my own way. And once you let go and you just really allow things to just be what they are, once you let go of that control and that need for just being like, I need to show him that I'm doing better, or I need to show her that I'm doing better, or I need to look good, I need to do this, I need to do that, like doing things out of spite, it's never gonna get you to that point. Like, you have to do it for you. You have to want it for you. And, you know, you have to just kind of keep at it every day. It's not something that you're just gonna like go out and run one time and then you're gonna just like be healed, you know, like it's a step-by-step process, and you have to just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep at it, and then eventually you'll just feel better. Anyways, yeah, I want you guys to know that it really does get better. You know, like there's not a time frame for things like this, and I know sometimes, especially for me, I feel like it feels never ending sometimes, but you gotta use this pain and use it for something good, you know, like don't allow this pain to just like kind of overtake you and like make a place in your life, you know, like find a way to use this pain to like propel you forward and to round you into a person that, you know, is been through stuff and has seen stuff and has like fought through it, and now they're like on the other side, you know, like those types of people always have like the best attitudes, they always have the best advice, they always have the best people around them, they always are doing just so much better, I feel like, because they've been through those things and because they've seen like those low places, so they like appreciate the high places so much more, you know. And so, you know, like try and just like really use this to your advantage, you know. And like a big thing for me was like watching YouTube videos and stuff. Like I really didn't know where to start, I didn't know what to do, and the first thing I remember looking up was like how to be whole on your own. And I watched a video by Aaron Daughtry, I think is how you say his name. I very highly recommend checking out his videos. His videos have helped me a lot throughout the years, and just kind of seeing things in a more like spiritual way, and going from like seeing things very like 3D, like he's a boy, I'm a girl, he broke my heart, he didn't love me, whatever, versus like, you know, the spiritual lessons that you can learn from everything in life. Everything that you go through is a spiritual lesson and something that was sent to you to, you know, get you to the person that you're supposed to be. You know, like everything we go through is very orchestrated in a certain way, so that, you know, you learn things and you become people that you wouldn't have become without those things. So he helped me a lot. Roxy Talks, she's like a mindset coach, you know, she's helped me a lot as well, as far as like being in control of your own reality and like manifestation and things like that. Books that have helped me are like The Power of Intention by Dr. Wayne Dyer. He is a genius. I love his book. I read it all the time. Like I've read it so many times throughout the years, and it just always lifts me up. Like just the words, it's just such a great book. I really, really like it. And if you're somebody that likes more of like scientific backings with things, How to Break the Habit of Being Yourself is a great book by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's more of so like scientifically like based studies surrounding like, you know, like God's energy and manifestation and things like that. Like he has a lot of like scientific studies, experiments that they've done, and it's a very, very like, he talks a lot about like quantum physics and things like that. So if you're into things like that, I really, really liked it. It was very interesting. The things that he talks about are just insane. And, you know, those are two books that I really like that have, you know, helped me along my spiritual journey to just kind of like see things differently, and like to kind of like, you know, this journey is about you. Whenever we spend time like being sad sorry, my sister is like blasting the TV now. But whenever we spend time like being sad over other people, it's like we're taking away from our life, you know, like this is your life. You were meant to live it. You were meant to, you know, go through these things, and you know, you have to like take back your power and just be like, this is my life, and yes, I'm sad, but yes, I'm going through it, and I'm gonna get through it. And you know, this life is about me. It's not about that boy. It's not about that job. It's not about your, you know, friendships, or you know, like all those things are great, but it's not, this life is not about that. This life is about you, and it's about God, and it's about your journey of finding yourself, of finding God, of, you know, just like learning all of the things in life that we are here to learn, you know? And that's so like oversimplifying it, you know, but it is like once you just take out all of that 3D chatter and all the things that really just don't matter in life, you'll find that it really is simple. Like life is simple, and you have to just find the joy in each given day, you know, like there's always something to be grateful for, always something to thank God for. And even if it's just waking up and not slapping somebody, like you gotta take it for what it is, and you gotta just roll with the punches in life. Another thing that I really, really, really think will help is like to keep like a prayer journal. Get like a journal that's like specifically for praying, like not you put your thoughts in it also, or like, you know, you draw in it sometimes, like a prayer journal. And I keep a separate pen as well. Like I don't even use that pen for like other journals, and I will like pray over the journal before I get it. I pray that, you know, my prayers are heard, and that, you know, my manifestations come to me, and that, you know, I'm blessed, I'm divinely protected, you know, whatever you pray over things, you know, I pray over it. And then I just like write out my prayers every day. And it's like not in like the sense of like I'm like, Lord, please give me a Mercedes Benz, or like, you know, like it's like a gratitude journal, I guess, is like another way to say it. Is like, you know, I say like, thank you God for today, thank you Lord for my family's health, thank you that you bless me every day, I thank you that abundance surrounds me every day, thank you for everything that you do for me. I do things like manifestation wise that I'm like, thank you Lord for, you know, my YouTube career taking off, you know, thank you Lord that I am so abundant, and thank you, you know, like things in the future, things that I know God will bring to me that aren't currently in my reality right now, but I know will be, you know, like writing them down I think is so powerful. And it kind of just propels you forward. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like, okay, I can do this. Like I have, you know, like God's by my side. Like I got this. Like I don't need to, you know, like it really just like fills your energy filled, I think, with like just good things. And I can make another video also about how I do like my prayer manifestation journal, you know. I feel like that's kind of like its own separate thing. I've watched a video similar to that kind of helped me get on that journey, so I can make that for you guys as well. But yeah, so I keep my prayer manifestation journal, and I keep my regular journal on deck at all times. Like I'm like journaling my life away. So yeah, those are good things to have, you know. Just try it, just journal, just like literally write down your feelings. They don't have to make sense, they don't have to be in complete sentences, they don't have to be eligible, you just have to do it. Just write it down, let it out, you know. That's another form of letting out your feelings, instead of bottling things up and just like keeping it all inside, you know. It's not good for you. It comes out in other ways, like, you know, anger burst, or, you know, even illnesses and things like that. Those are harvested by negative, you know, those feelings that you have, you know, that you're not releasing, that you're not feeling, that you're just like kind of ignoring or pushing down, or just drowning out with alcohol, or with, you know, whatever it is, you know, that we all have our biases and things like that, you know. So journaling and just like writing it down and being like, I am sad today, I feel like shit today, I feel like this and I feel like that, and like, you know, afterwards you could just be like, Lord, I thank you for taking these feelings and just taking them from me. I thank you that, you know, I feel better already, and I thank you that you're with me, and that you help me and you guide me, and you know, just guide me in the right direction and teach me to be more like you, you know, is what I say as much as I can, you know, like, just Lord, help me to be like you. So anyways, yeah, I'm sure this video is like 800 years long already, so I guess I should end it here. But I love you guys, I really do, and I really appreciate everybody that watches my stuff. And even if it's just like 5 people right now, I have faith in God. I have faith that, you know, it will reach the right people, and that I really hope that it can like help somebody. And you know, I'm in this with you guys, so I'm sure we can make like another part to this once we are just healed and bossed up and stuff. And you know, I think it's just like, it's just human, you know, and being human is beautiful, and you have to just experience all of that life has got to give to you. So yeah, I love you guys. I hope that you heal. I'm sending you love, and I'm sending you healing, and I thank you for watching, and let me know what else you want to see. If you have any ideas, I would love that. I really don't know like what to do next. So yeah, have anything for me, let me know. I love you guys, and bye.